Today on BladeHQ.com, we are taking a look at the Protech Prototype Rockeye, designed by Les George, made by Protech. That seems like a pretty good combination to me. Very cool. Man, Protech, every time I handle one and you fire it, it just like flies out of there. In fact, if you could see my arm, you would watch my fat jiggle on my arm with the recoil. In fact, we better have a shot of this. You can watch that fat jiggle on my arm. It's probably not as much fat as it is skin, but very cool stuff. Protech makes some amazing knives. This is the Rockeye. It is a pre-production model. It's a run of 200 knives. This is the knurled version. Very nice stuff. They've also got the smooth aluminum there. An exciting knife from Protech. I like it a lot. The overall length on this knife, 8.3 inches. The blade length is 3.3 inches, made from D2 steel, CPM D2 steel. You can see that fairly aggressive jimping. It's kind of a wider jimping, but nice and solid. You can see Les George's insignia there. Kind of a swedge there on the top. In hand, this thing feels great. Let me show you that shot there. Love it. It deploys with that button. One thing I like about this particular button is it is slightly recessed into the handle, so it's not flush on the handle, which is nice. And that's the same on both of these models. I believe the knurled one is a little bit more expensive. This one's $229 on Blade HQ, and I think this one's $216 if I remember correctly. It also comes in a skull version. You know how Protech likes their skulls. Same knife with a skull. So very cool stuff. Skull bead lanyard on it, as well as the skull. This one runs for $264, so you definitely pay for that extra pizzazz, but it looks very cool. The weight on this knife is 4.6 ounces, so it is a little heavier. You can see the lanyard hole right there. The pocket clip on it is not reversible, tip-up carry only. You can see a pocket shot right here of it in my pocket. Good stuff. Black tactical finish on the blade. Very, very nice. That knurling is, I don't know, that almost feels like a tread you'd put down on a floor to avoid slipping. It just feels really good as far as grippiness. I always refer back to my mini grip that I always have here. This knurling is much, much more aggressive than the stuff on my mini grip. I like that. Like that. You might want to keep that in mind though if you're carrying this in pocket. It could do some pocket damage, but it's definitely not going to slip out of your hand. Let me show you a shot with gloves on. This is definitely the kind of knife that some sort of tactical operator could use, that sort of thing. I like that. You can still get to the button with gloves on, nice and solid. In hand with the glove on, give you an idea of what it looks like. Very nice, impressive. And you know, if you've never, it seems like Protech, a lot of people don't know Protech as well as they know other brands. I have to say, Dave Wattenberg from Protech is one of my favorite people in the knife industry. Just a down-to-earth, nice guy, genuine. He sits there and just talks to you like a dude, like an old friend, you know, just really chill. So if you're unexperienced with Protech, you definitely need to check them out because they make some awesome stuff and they're just downright nice people. So blade centering on this one, very solid, spot on in the center. Let me show you blade play. There is just a slight bit of front to back, not very much at all. Side to side, nothing. Spot on. Size comparison with a tactical clothespin right there, just to give you an idea of how big it is. Then let's pull the calipers out, zero them in first. They're zeroed in. Thickness on the handle is 0.4 inches, 0.45. Thickness on the spine of the blade, right near the pivot, 0.125, eighth of an inch. And right there at the tip, 0.04 inches. And then right at the grind, I always try to get as close to the grind as I can, 0.03 inches. So just FYI, just to give an idea of how this functions. So how it's made, that sort of thing. Very cool stuff. You can see it's a regular Allen wrench adjustment for the pivot. And then regular Allen wrench adjustments on the aluminum body. I'd probably send it to Protech before I opened it up. Some of these automatics, once you open them up, it's over, man. It's over. Not to mention your warranty, but some of this stuff they've got in there in a very particular way. So definitely think twice before you open it up on your own. So there you have it. Mention the lanyard hole. Very nice knife. This is pre-production prototype number 30 of 200. And it is an exciting model. So definitely check it out. By the way, this skull version comes with the Protech case. So good stuff from Protech. And the place to buy Protech, as with all automatic knives, is BladeHQ.com. If you like it, buy it now at BladeHQ.com.